Right, so I'm not gonna lie to yous. I'm not gonna try pretend like I didn't do fucking horrible last week with my tipping. We did. Pretty sure I got 4 wrong, which is pretty bad, pretty fucking bad. I did, unfortunately, have faith in North. You know, I saw the name Big X on the fucking field and I was like, you know what, they've got it. Missed out that they don't have Larky and forgot, just fucking bleh. But to be honest, that's not the difference. It's not the difference. Like LDU, Larky are there. Maybe it is a different game. Like maybe they made it pretty competitive for 3 quarters, but well, that's not 3, is it? How many times am I going to say that though? It was competitive for 3 quarters. It was a good game for 3 quarters. Yeah, that doesn't make it a good fucking game, bro. Weak effort, real weak. North suck. They always have. They might always suck forever into eternity. I don't want it to be the case. I really don't, but. I don't know. Let's run back the round and start it with one that I actually did get right. And, you know, I'm pretty sure most people probably got this one. The Carlton and fucking Brisbane game. Bitnet hit that fucking, 65-metre kick, the barrel, the torp, for like a quarter time when they were still being a competitive side. And that gave me like this weird feeling of that should lift them. And then something in my brain went, but it's Carlton. Is it really gonna lift them? Any other team would see that and be like, fuck boys, we gotta go on to that. We have to prove that we're in here with a fucking chance, with a bit of aggression, with a bit of hunger, a bit of fucking drive to like prove that we are not this shithole team that deserves to be fucking graphed about and laughed about and have their fucking coach sacked and everything, oh, crumble. Fuck it. Let's fire the entire staff at Carlton. It's not the playing problem. It's definitely not the players' problem. Yeah, they suck. It's a bad spot to be in. And I feel for them and their supporters week in, week out being disappointed. In some ways, like you're not disappointed by a loss to Brisbane, but you've got to be kind of disappointed in the margin here. You shouldn't be losing by that much, especially when you started it pretty competitive and it just slipped away from them. But that's every single fucking game they've been playing. It's just slipping away from out of their hands going forward, and it's going to turn around. It will change. When that happens is the question. We also got to remember that at the start of the year, you know, the Richmond loss set it all off. Their year's been fucked from the jump. Like that little patch of form that they found came after beating fucking West Coast. I remember they fucking beat West Coast and the commentators were saying, now, Carlton is still a top 8 chance after beating fucking West Coast. There's still a top 8 chance after beating fucking West Coast. Where the fuck are they now? Question mark? Mark be like answer. Not much else to say really about the rest of the game. Lions did well, Carlton did shit. It's kind of just boring. Hey, at least the first quarter was fun. At least Pitnet hit the mega one, bro. That's all that matters. That is all that matters in the end. The little moments that make our sport such a lovely thing to watch. I don't know. Suns and Pies, fuck me. Okay, look, I'll take it. I'll take the wrong tip here. 11-0? What the fuck? What the fuck was that? That Collingwood didn't kick a goal until fucking, the 3rd quarter? Or some shit? I genuinely think the 3rd quarter, they kicked like 11.0. What the actual fuck, bro? And the Suns looked good, don't get me wrong. The Suns looked real good at the start. Their 3rd quarter was real shit. They're, not third, but like a patch towards, like in between the end of the game. Like halfway through the 3rd and halfway through the 4th, that was shit house. But I think that was more like shitting yourself. What do we do? Fuck, they're making the charge back. What do we do? How do we fix the Pies sort of like figured out, oh, we got to get back into this. We got to get this rolling, and they got on a trot. Josh Dacos's last quarter, come on, you know, start him. But fucking, I don't know. I had this fucking feeling that my Lucy was gonna be so wrong. Like, oh fuck, why did I tip the Pies? Every other cunt on the planet tipped the fucking Suns because the Pies were due for a loss. And then they started coming back and actually got in front, and I was like, I might be the smartest person on planet Earth. Now, of course, it didn't end that way. And all respect to the Suns, you know, they put them away. They held them at bay. I don't think they put them away at all. If the Pies were kicking with accuracy for that fucking 11, because most of them were gettable, then it's, you know, it's a different story. It's a very different story. And I think that in Collingwood fans' heads has to be like a little bit of a solidifying moment of, yeah, we copped the loss, we were due, and now we can keep moving forward. We know like what a team like the Suns are going to throw at us, because the Suns could be a sneaky, damaging team that'll disrupt a few things towards the the end or in finals or whatever. So now that they've got that experience and they know, all right, this is what we got to do. We got to play their game. We can't, like, they're going to try take away our strengths. We got to adapt and we got to fucking roll with their punches a little bit and fucking find where they're slipping up. And they managed to do that for a good portion to get back out in front. This was a fucking extremely fun game to watch, exciting game to watch. Can't say that it was high skill level, like as much as you probably hope, especially that kicking, but you know, it was still very fucking fun, still very energetic. Anderson's fucking crazy, bro. Matty Rao's good, like, but Anderson, just a fucking, I don't know, like a bit of a stabilizer for the Suns too. Like, it's another one of those wins where, God, it wasn't pretty, but they got it done. And just a few more of those and they're set in, they're baked in, so it's all they need. But I don't think the Suns are necessarily like a finals outfit. I'd probably chalk them up like to just below the crop of like an Adelaide, who is like a sneaky finals sort of thing there. And I was hoping the Dogs will get to that, but we'll get to it right now because it is the next game, the Dogs and the Crows game. What a fucking game. What a game, bro. One of the games of the round. I don't know, it's not one of the games of the year. I think there was better games in this round, but just a fun game, just a fun game, you know. And I didn't tip it, and I'm not too upset necessarily. As I said, like it's one of those ones where both of these teams are like, I love watching these teams. I like a lot of the players on each of their outfits, and good on the Crows. It shows a bit of that maturity. It shows, oh, they are that fucking threat. You know, you can't underestimate them. You really can't. On their day, they'll do anyone in. They have the ability to do it, and they did it really fucking well. I thought that the versatility of the Dogs forward line, like being able to score from so many different avenues, would like put a lot of pressure on that Adelaide defense. But it turns out that they were sort of able to withhold a few of the Dogs' keys and sort of shut that down a bit. And that, like, the three-headed beast, the big fucking tall three, up for Adelaide, that was really working. The Dogs defenders, like, they just didn't have enough to shut them all down, and I think that was the difference, you know. Like, a couple skill errors. Aaron Norton had worst shank of the entire year, in classic Aaron Norton fashion. Come on, shit cunt award goes to. But like, I don't place this down necessarily to like the Dogs were flat and the Crows were just better on the day. Like, I think it was just a genuine like fucking fight, and I think that the Crows ended up winning. They might just be the more dangerous outfit, you know. Their midfield, like the Dogs midfield, is fucking insane. You got like Ed Richards, Bond, Libba, any other fucking Kennedy, anyone running through there. That's a dangerous fucking combination. But the Crows, like, it's a little bit like less assuming, like less like name power. But fucking John Dawson, underrated as fuck. I don't know how. His name just doesn't get thrown around as much as it should. He's so fucking good, and he's having one of the best fucking years. Like, it's just crazy. But you know, it was good. It was good to see. I didn't expect the margin to be as big as it was, to be real. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. But you know, the Crows just kept fucking, every time the Dogs had an answer for something, or like a response, the Crows had their answer. I think I fucked up that sentence. I'm like 99% sure I fucked up that sentence. But that's how we roll here. That's how we do. It's all G. We keep pushing. And we'll just, you know, rolling with the punches. We'll just roll into the next game of the round, which happened to be the showcase. It was funny. I was walking down the street and there was this cat, and it was like fucking trying to talk to me and shit. And it was pretty friendly. We had a little chat, and we sort of got along. And he said, "Hey, do you want my number?" And I said, "Bro, I'm the Giants. I've already got the cat's number." Come on! First quarter had me worried, I'm not gonna lie. I was stressing. I was fucking stressing on the first quarter. And there were points throughout the game where they were fighting back pretty well, and we were fucking up a lot of field kicking, a lot in that second quarter. I don't know if it was towards the end of the second or the start of the third, but we were fucking up a lot of field kicking, and that was like definitely letting them back with a sniff. But no, we kept them out pretty well. I don't know, I couldn't be fucking happier with the way that we performed in that fucking game. I'm so wrapped with it, mate. Without Sam Taylor, our defense is holding up just like as best as it fucking can, you know. Buckley, I've always sung his praises. He's very underrated in the grand scheme of things, but even within like our fucking team, I think he's underrated. Ash was decently quiet, but just having that movement and that fucking, you know, it's Witter's game. He fucking had a blinder. Big Leaky Aaliyah, that was fun as fuck. I think him and Shannon Neal, that battle was really good. Shannon Neal played pretty good too. You know, he's a fish looking fucking weirdo, but I don't want to call him a weirdo. I'm coming around, bro. I used to fucking hate him just because he looks like a freak. Sorry, bro. You look like one of the fish from Fish movie. What's the fucking Shark Tale? It's the one. Fish movie. I got a fucking splitting headache, bro, right in the fucking this part of my head. Missing a few of our keys and we're still delivering performances like that. I'm so fucking happy. Stringer, I'm still not sold on the package. It's in the car. It's in my cart. Like I'm at checkout and I'm like, do I really want to buy this? Do I really want to ship the package? But he's scraping in. He's proven each week. Like if he can just do that, if he's good for two or three a game, it's all I need from him. Like just keep that little body pressure. He did some freaky passes and shit like that. Like he's actually pretty good at giving a real nice hands off, like to Darcy Jones on a run or something like that. But the real fucking highlight of the round for me is Aaron Cadman. Like I've been for ages talking to my friends and family about Cadman and saying like, because Hogan's a gun, like Hogan's fucking god tier, and he's injured at the moment, so he's underperforming, whatever. But I'd always say, yeah, and you know, once Cadman develops, once Cadman fucking comes into his own skin a little bit, and everyone will be like, oh yeah, you know, yeah. Me dad in particular, oh, he flies for every fucking mug, and he gets his hands to a lot, he just doesn't clunk any of them, and that's true. It's fucking true. Not necessarily when he's pushing up the ground, he takes mad marks on the wing all the time, but I think it's a little bit more of that like crumbed in pressure that occurs when you're fucking taking a contested mark in your forward 50, naturally. He struggles with it, but fuck, yeah, that breakout game that he had like a couple weeks ago, everyone was saying, oh, he's coming out, he's coming around, and I knew that wasn't his ceiling. I knew that he had one even better than that in him, and he fucking pulled it out against the Cats. His two best performances of his career have been against Brisbane and Cats, in two games where we were tipped to lose, both at times where the other two teams are definitely playing better footy than we have been, and like, diamonds make pressure. Pressure makes diamonds. Fucking bro, talking's difficult, Ken. Pressure makes diamonds, you know, and I think he's that diamond, and I'm really just fucking interested if we can make it to a final. Now that he's got a bit of that confidence within himself, what can he do under that pressure? Can he stand up? Can he be the man? I think he can. And the footy world's finally recognizing that. I think they're finally recognizing that potential that he has, you know, and I can't wait, and I couldn't be happier with how he's performing, you know. Other than that, you know, Darcy Jones played real fucking great. Toby was aggressive and fun as always. Bedford was pretty good. There were, you know, not too many necessarily other highlights. I think Buckley was the big one for me that like I was really happy with. Buckley and fucking, I was blown away by Cadman. But yeah, it's good, especially going into the rest of the year. I think we've set ourselves up for a good run home from finals. As long as we don't fumble anything, we should be playing finals, which I had to worry about. And you know, it's doable from here. That's where I'll leave it. It's doable. And that isn't to say that the Cats were off that night. Like they were firing at patches, especially in the first. They fucking had us in the first couple minutes. But then, you know, we managed to rein them back in, and their stars were a little quiet. You know, Jezza was pretty quiet. Paddy Dangerfield got held back pretty well. Bailey Smith had a fucking off night. Even Maxie Holmes wasn't that great. And like, those are the names where you go, oh, the Cats are the best team in the comp because of these people. I don't know if that was necessarily because we were very good at shutting them down. Don't know if Jezza was just like, fuck it, you know, for good old time's sake, go on, Cadman, kick 6. Who knows? I don't know. But, you know, whatever the reason may be, we managed to put it to them twice this year in underdog efforts. We play so much better as that underdog. So that's what we're setting ourselves up for. We're setting ourselves up for the perfect underdog story. That's it. It's narrative. It's all narrative. Anyway, I gotta talk about other shit. Tigers and Bombers. Fucking, I should have gone with the Tigers, man. Should have fucking gone with the Tigers, man. I said it. I was like, like 2 weeks ago I would have picked them. Last week I would have picked them. I should have picked them. I had it in my heart, and you know, it's pretty sad about the game itself was fucking woeful. Probably the worst game of footy of all time, maybe? Question mark. Be like answer. But anyway, the real story of the game, outside of how fucking boring and shit it was, is that Nick Martin ACL. That's pretty bad. That sucks. That sucks real bad. You'd assume that kind of shoots like a lot of next year as well, because he was one of their best fucking players. He was actually having a pretty outstanding season himself. So that hurts, you know, their injuries, they're hurt and they're fucking fumbling and they're crumbling, and it's not looking good. But that makes me all the more nervous for next week because they are the underdogs pretty heavily, and I'm scared that we're gonna like rest someone and let them slip one out and fucking derail our thing. But I'll get to that later. Anyway, then we had fucking Dockers and Hawks, bro. Every game I got wrong on this day other than our one, which I'm happy about. Don't, you know, I almost got everything fucking wrong. Yeah, fucking Freo, man. They're hanging in there by a thread. And Hawks, God, play with a bit of excitement. I feel that fucking Sam Mitchell thing where he said like, yous don't play exciting, yous don't look exciting, you don't look like what yous looked like fucking last year. It just doesn't look the same, it doesn't feel the same. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's Will Day. Maybe it's fucking who knows. But maybe it's their forward line. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe it's fucking everyone's clued on to the ducking head thing. And fucking Nick Watson tried diving his fucking head down and nearly got fucking scoliosisly collapsed. And I'm fucking no whistle was blown. And I'm all for it. Don't dive your fucking head in, you dumb cunt. You're gonna injure yourself. There's a reason that high tackles are a fucking rule. I've said this before, and I'll leave it there, but you're right. Yeah, the Hawks just don't feel as dangerous as they could be and should be, and Freo keep managing to scrape themselves in. Fuck Freo, I don't like them. I hope they don't make it, but they're trying, and they might. And if they do make it, that's rough. And then I stupidly changed my tip to fucking North. Melbourne looked off. That last quarter was some real deal Schmelbourne. Some real Schmelbourne. But for the majority of the game, they looked pretty off, and North only managed to make it competitive for 3 quarters. So it was a bad performance in my opinion from North. It was disappointing considering the week that they had before. I'm pretty flat about it all, you know, like Clarko is up in the box looking fuming and furious, which I'm pretty, like, that makes me like, well, at least he clearly gives a little bit of a shit now. Maybe you got a sniff of that like good performance window they had, but they're really underperforming from where I think they should be this year, and it's just a delay that puts a massive pressure on next year for performance. If they don't deliver a massive marginally better season next year, Clarko's head's on the fucking line, as it should be. I don't like Clarkson at all. I don't think he's all that cracked up to be. Maybe he was once, but he's fucking washed now. Whatever the fuck the case is. But for me, it's a lot of the talent at North is underperforming, under-delivering, and fucking making stupid decisions. Skill error is one thing, but decision making at North is fucking atrocious. Their defensive profile is still dog shit. Not in key defending intercept shit. They're like defensive pressure, the defensive run back and their movement. We're out of defense. Why the fuck is Caleb Daniel kicking out of fullback? Why the fuck is he doing it? Every single fucking time he does it, it's a turnover. Every single fucking time. Have someone that can kick 50 fucking meters to a contest every time. No one's gonna try mark that contest. All they're gonna do is spoil. Caleb Daniels there to crumb. That's your way out of defensive 50. So fucking simple. Just give it a try, Clarkson. Give it a fucking try. I don't get it. It's pissed me off again. It's riled me back up about my anger about how North's being fucking utilized at the moment. If Richmond can do it, if Richmond is having a better season than North, they are having a better season. Ladder position, sure, and maybe blowout percentage. North might have a better percentage. I don't give a fuck. Richmond are beating expectations handedly, and fucking North are failing to expectations handedly, and everyone thought West Coast was gonna be shit. But I mean, genuinely, at the moment, I'm getting a bit more like fight and feeling from fucking West Coast and North. It's just shit house, bro. It's just fucking embarrassing, man. And their whole fucking social media shit feels phony and fake love, and fuck. All the criticisms of Melbourne and that love at the club. Very different conversation, sure, but on that day, Melbourne looked more united than fucking North did. So that's all I can say. Kelly Underwood, holy fuck, I've missed her. I've missed that mispronunciation of every single word. She's me and her on the same team actually. Saints and Sydney. Now this fucking match was unbelievable. This was the game of the round for sure. You didn't see it coming. You know, I predicted it would be a pretty good game and that the Swans would get it done, and that's what happened. But holy fuck, it was down to the wire. This was a nail-biting thriller. I loved it. Good on the Saints, man. They pushed them real hard. The Saints played pretty fucking great. Pretty bad decisions at periods that costed like costly turnovers and shit like that, and well, fucking scoreboard says that's what lost them the game. But I think that their pressure was there, and I think that the Sydney pressure was there. I think that their hunger's still there. You know, I just liked this. I liked everything I saw from it. Other than the result, even though I tipped the Swans, I would have actually preferred to see the Saints get that one done. But you know, what it's worth, this was a fucking amazing game, an amazing match to watch. And then similar Port and Eagles, I was gunning for the Eagles. You know, 3/4 time happened, and I was like, it's not happening. Whatever. At least I got the tip right. But they were very hungry. They were very competitive. Jason Horne-Francis and Harley Reid fucking hate each other, and I love it. I've always sort of given Jason Horne-Francis this like excuse in my head for whatever reason. Like, sure, he seems like a fucking arrogant prick and whatever, but he's really gun. And Harley Reid's always been the opposite, where I'm like, he's fucking gun, and I like how much of a dickhead he is, but he needs to rein it back. Seeing them two go at it, just like, I was like, I really don't like Jason Horne-Francis. Sure, he's probably like, at the moment, twice the footballer skill-wise than Harley Reid, but physical potential and down the line, Harley, I don't know, he's got something. He's got something in him. Just wait till that matures and fucking develops into what it can be. But, oh, fuck, he just seems... Jason Horne-Francis just seems like a fucking arrogant little prick, bro. Going at each other, it's fine, it's funny and shit. It's entertaining, it riles it up, keeps it interesting. But fuck, he's just, I don't know, easy to get under the skin of and seems like a fucking annoying lad to hang around. Harley Reid sounds like a fun lad to be around, but you've got to be like, please don't have that drink, cunt, because you might hit someone. I don't really feel like getting kicked out of here right now. Horne-Francis is like the lad where it's like, have that so you shut the fuck up. Just keep drinking, lad, till you fall asleep, please. I don't know. That's the vibe. That's everything. What a shit analysis. I need to stop talking about these people as if they aren't real human beings that could potentially hear this. Yeah, because everyone listens to this. Everyone tunes in. This is actually like the most watched footy fucking thing on the... Keeping Carlton dry in business, lad, and whatever, it's called like Riverside Wine or whatever, the $4 one from Woolies, keeping them in business. Fucking, let's jump to the tips, you know, that round's just poo. I did poo, I did real poo. This round feels a lot easier to tip, but I feel like there are going to be a lot of upsets, and I think we're finishing it with game of the round, but we'll start the mighty Giants versus Essendon. We have the chance to put them away here by like 100 points. It's possible. I've tipped it for 26. I'm gonna fuck the margin up. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't really see us doing it for whatever reason. I don't know. I just don't have faith that we fucking pump them. We should. Their injury list is so fucking bad. Their talent pool is so less than ours, I think. You know, I think that's just fair to say. I'll be at this game, so I'll get to watch it firsthand, whatever happens. You know, I tip us to win. We're gonna win, I think. We should win. If we lose this is one of those fumble things that I'm talking about where it's like, don't fuck up the season. Come on, just get these done, and then we'll be good. Let's get to finals. That's all that I care about. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much hope for Essendon in this one, really. Like that, no one would really be tipping Essendon. I wouldn't think. What are the fucking odds looking like? Because I'm a pro gambler. I don't gamble. Gambling's fucking stupid. Yeah, 950 to 1. You know, like we should win this, and that's all I'm gonna really say about it. I hope Cadman kicks another 3, or the minimum. If he kicks 3 this game, that just keeps him on that trajectory. And I'd like a big one from Bedford. I'd like some shit from Bedford this round. You know, I'd like to see maybe a couple goals from him, because like he'll be tagging someone. He'll probably be tagging Merritt, which will be fun. But if he could break off Merritt, or even if they get a bit of a scrap going or something, I don't know. I just want to see Bedford get his name fucking called out by the commentators again for some reason. Like, he's been very consistent, and I love him. He's still probably my favourite on the team. He has been for years now. But yeah, I want a big game out of him. He's in the gun. And then we got on Friday night Dogs and Lions at the Gabba. I'm gonna go with the Lions here. I went with the Dogs last time they played, and that was a cracking game. And they were out in front until like halfway through the last quarter or some shit. I think a lot of that was up to Brisbane's kicking from memory, which again, that's a pattern, that's a trend. But this time I'm gonna tip the Lions in a very respectable loss for the Dogs. And it sucks because it's coming off one of the games where you got Kane Corn saying they're flat track bullies and they'll never fucking be anything, and fucking Luke Beveridge has the best list in the comp and does fuck all with it. Sure, whatever. No diss on the Dogs for this one, but I'm going with the Lions. I'll be very happy if the Dogs pull out the win. Happy to tip it to be wrong on that tip, whatever the fuck. But a good game of Friday night football, one that I'm very excited for, at least. So launching headfirst into the weekend, we've got Hawks and Port at Tasmania. If this was at Adelaide, I'd feel more like, oh, this could be one of those fucking redemption aggression games. And don't get me wrong, Port could win this. Port could win this and fucking derail Hawthorn for a bit here, but that actually might fully fuck Hawthorn. I'm not checking the ladder and shit, but that could fully fuck Hawthorn. I'm leaning with the Hawks. You know, tip with your head, not with your heart, and my heart would want the Hawks to win, kind of. I want the Hawks in the finals. I think I do. I think they make it exciting at least. I think they play Tassie really well, and I think that they're gonna have to respond here. They're gonna have to pump them for like percentage, and it feels like it's gonna happen. It could very much be one of those games where you're sort of half asleep and you're just like, well, it's the first game of the day. You chuck it on, you're a bit fucking headachy from the night before, and you're just sitting through it, watching it like, oh yeah, well, Hawks are winning. Oh, that was cool. But that's all that's your brain capacity. You're not like fucking too invested. Who knows, it could be a shootout, could be a thriller. But no, I'm going with the Hawks for this one. After that, we've got North and fucking Sydney at the SCG. The Swans are gonna get this done. I was in a pub last year with my dad and my brother, and we were watching Sydney and North, and I remember, you know, Toby Pink used to play for Sydney, and it was something. And it was a competitive first quarter. And then for the rest of the game, they bullied North. They bullied them bad, and North dropped their heads and was just taking punches, man. It wasn't fun, wasn't pretty. And I have a fear that that's gonna happen again. I have a fear that North are gonna come out like, we need to prove something, we need to prove something. And Sydney are gonna come out with a deep desire to destroy. And I think that Sydney get it done. And I'm worried. And I want North to be competitive, but they've shattered my fucking heart and hope. No Tristan Cherry, who's your backup ruck? I don't know. Who's your fucking like center hunger and tackle pressure now? I don't know. I don't see this happening. I don't see this happening at all. I think this could be an embarrassing performance, a very embarrassing display, and get ready for more excuses from Clarkson. I need him in the post game to be fucking filthy with his players if the effort's not there. They can lose by 100 points if they're all throwing 100% effort out, but you know that's not gonna fucking happen. So, calm, Jack, breathe. Yeah, the Swans get that one done, I think. Saturday night we've got fun one. We got Carlton and Melbourne at the MCG. Sorry, Carlton, I'm going with Melbourne. I'm going with Schmellies. I'm going with the Schmelbans. I feel like this one is a bit of a swing from Melbourne being like fucking, because Carlton will think of this as a very winnable game. Carlton's supporter base, this is a very winnable game. This is closer to a 50-50 than the odds imply. I think Melbourne are definitely in the better form. I think that just Carlton is so out of whack that Melbourne, Cozzy, if he lights up early, it's going to be lights out early. Fucking even Petrarca had a real good game last week. Like, again, that was against North, so it's a little bit less fucking centre competition for him. But God, I don't see Carlton doing it. I just don't. It's possible, and they should be winning the game. Don't get me wrong, but for whatever reason, I just really don't see it happening. So got to go with Schmelly on this one. Don't love to tip the Schmelbourne, but fucking you gotta do what you gotta do. And then also Saturday night we got Eagles and Richmond out at fucking Eagles, where the WA? What? Optus. Go. What a bad name for a stadium. Why do we name them after brands? It's so fucking bad. Anyway, Eagles are gonna win. I want the Tigers to win. The Tigers have the possibility to win. They have the chance to win, but what they served up last week versus what fucking Eagles served up last week hasn't got me hopeful, you know? I like the Tigers, don't get me wrong. I like this young group that they've got going on. Fuck Richmond, because the Dusty legacy has stained my heart and head, but you know, for what it's worth, I really think that I think the West Coast win this one in a bit of a statement way, a bit of a Harley Reid showcase. Let's I don't know if there's any like aggressive cunt that's going to be playing for the Tigers that's going to rile Harley up, but I think he's going to be looking to hurt, and they'll be looking to get that win in front of a home crowd. They're a different side up there, man. They're a different side up there. You just don't get it. I don't know. I feel like this is a nothing game. There's probably a reason they chucked it on in the same time slot. Everyone's going to be watching the other one and fucking looking up the score going, oh yeah. 3 games on Sunday. We've got Cats and Saints at GMHBA. This will be interesting, honestly, because, well, I'll miss it because I'll be watching Max and fucking Poirier. We'll talk about that right after a little bit, but it'll be interesting because, you know, Rossi, he has the blueprint for the Cats sometimes. Like, I feel like Ross Lyon, he's like, Chris Scott's the best coach in the fucking league, right? That's probably the consensus. So if I just model my fucking entire game plan on how to beat him and just him, surely we win a couple games along the way. And I feel like it works, and I feel like it happens. I don't know. I'm tipping Geelong in this one, mainly because they lost to us last week. Like, I'd consider a loose upset loss here, but fuck, if they lose this, that's some fraud watch shit. Where they're placed right now, no, they beat the Saints in a pretty competitive game is how I feel it's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be tough. I just don't see Saints getting this done. Not at all, man. Geelong need to, and they sort of step up when they need to. So I'm going to lend to the Cats. And then we got Pies and Dockers at the G. I'm going to go with the Pies. I think Pies kick straight and win, you know? If they kick straight against fucking Gold Coast, they won. So let's just, they fix these margins and they beat the worst side, which is Freo at home. Pretty simple tipping in my head. Again, maybe I'm disrespecting Freo by not seeing, or who knows? Prance and Pony gets his head kicked in by Maynard and I'm happy. Anyway, Crows and Suns at Adelaide Oval. I'm going to go with the Crows. I think home ground, you know, they're in probably better form. I'd say better form. They're giving out more like, what's the word? Enticing performances, or like something that I'm looking at the Crows games and I'm coming away like Crows are something, and I'm looking at the Suns game and it's coming away like, yeah, they're there for sure. But like, I don't know, I'm more impressed with the Crows outfit as a whole at the moment, and I think that this will be another one of those fucking amazing, like as earlier in the year was, just a fucking beauty, just a ripper. Just a wonderful game. Probably game of the round. Nice way to finish the round. And I think I got to lean the Crows at home here. Chromes at home. When you're at home, chrome in your dome to some shlome. I don't know. Anyway, let's leave the footy and put this all aside for now. I don't want to jinx next week or anything. I will put the big celebration win up thing for us in the edit because fucking, you know, it's you gotta be happy. So I was fucking putting that away. I don't know what I was talking about when I was doing that. But you gotta be happy with beating Geelong. So I'm doing the big fucking celebratory one. But anyway, don't want to jinx anything else. Let's keep pushing forward. Max versus Dustin. Let's talk about it. This is their third fight. It's a trilogy fight. It's Dustin's retirement fight and it's Max's first fight officially when he's jumping up the lightweight. There's a lot on the line here. If people say that this is a nothing fight, and it kind of is in a way that, you know, if Dustin wins and retires, he retires the BMF belt or it becomes vacant instantly. What's the point in that? It's kind of weird. Why is this for a belt? Anyway, it doesn't need to be, but anyway, that's meaningless. It's a meaningless belt. That's weird, or maybe it moves to a different division. That could be fun. I'm fanboy theory crafting here, but for me, I want Max to win really fucking badly because, like, he's just starting up again at lightweight. Everyone's saying he's washed, and he's not washed. He's probably just past prime, and he's just got knocked out by fucking Ilya, who's knocking Charles out and shit, and knocking everyone the fuck out and shit. And I want Max to have a few more fun fights at lightweight. I want him to get, you know, be fighting those, like maybe some of the older names around there, like not a Gaethje, but maybe a Dan Hooker or something. No, someone's gonna die. I don't know. But maybe it's better if Max loses and we just keep him from ever getting hurt again. No, I don't know. It's weird though because like I don't want Dustin to lose in his retirement. I really don't. Dustin is the coolest fighter on the planet. Dustin Poirier, the Diamond, is the coolest UFC fighter. Might not be the best, sure, but he's the coolest. He might not even be my favorite, but he's just the sickest cunt. He is the coolest lad. I don't want to see him lose his retirement, but I don't want to see Max lose either because it fucks up his new step into lightweight. We're in a weird predicament here. If Dustin gets the gilly finally in his retirement fight, I'll be happy. You know, that's God's plan fucking written in the scriptures and in the stars. Or if Max takes Dustin for a 5-round war and Gaethje part 2's him, that's fine too because, like, you know, it was a war and Dustin lost, but he's retiring, so it's whatever. But if one of them gets knocked out in like round 3, I might cry. It doesn't matter which one's getting knocked out. I have a big fear that Max might get knocked out. You know, his chin's been cracked. He eats a lot of hits and Dustin hits pretty fucking hard, and just stylistically I feel like Dustin might have a bit of a, I don't know, just an advantage to be, like, we don't know, we have no idea, and that's obvious. No one has any fucking idea. But I'm just really interested to see how this plays out between two legends. It's a big fight. I'm not gonna be like watching it with a massive smile on my face. I'm probably gonna be fucking no the whole time watching it fucking. But you know, I was watching fucking Charles and Ilya like that, and I didn't have enough time to put my hands to my face before Charles went fucking down, so who knows, maybe fucking Dustin round 1 KO, maybe Max round 1 KO, who knows? Either way, it's pretty fucking shit. It's gotta go the distance, it's gotta be a war, and the judges have to say, fuck it, it's a draw actually. It's a 50-50 fight, literally. That's what the scorecards say. Everyone got a 10-10 round every time. If I'm going predictions, if I'm going genuine predictions, I'm leaning Max. Yeah, I'm leaning Max. Upset the trilogy. There's no way that Max goes 0-for-3 in 2 trilogies. That's insane. Yeah, but I just don't know. It's one of those ones. It's one of those ones for sure. But I'll talk about the result of it, I'm sure, next week when I fucking do the next footy week. But that should be everything. No dramas from the cops this week. This has been a normal week. This has been a very normal week. We gotta love a little bit of normalcy here. Here and there, that's good. For the world. It's good for the world to come together. Oh, I cleaned the room too. That's all back to normal. You know, I took the tombstones out. Oh, fuck, that reminds me. Fuck, he's gone. I knew it. I did shit in the tips, cunt. I knew he'd be fucking gone. Damn it. Alright, well, dig another grave for the Oracle. While I'm doing that, you guys meditate and say thanks. And go to your neighbour. Knock on your neighbour's door and say, hey, I don't know if we've met. I live next to you. And it's strange that we live in a place where we're so close together, but we're not acquainted and we're not friends. We don't interact as a community. So you better fucking do that to your neighbour. I'm gonna come and I'm gonna kill you in your sleep. Yeah.